What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. Two new fairies coming down the pike, as well as future ones to look out for. Let's get into it. Alright, guys, so if you go on global in the adventure manual fairies right now, Butterfly Orchid will be there. I'm going to talk about her stats and abilities in a minute, but first I want to talk about, as you see right here, she's down there right next to Dahlia. I also want to talk about the patch notes. So Global just got the same patch notes that SEA Southeast Asia got with the 1.39 update. And what's important here is several things. So obviously Ninja, but this is number 2. New Flower Fairy season game mode. I'm not going to go over the actual event itself. I'll wait till that happens. But what is important here, during the event, a new Wind Flower Fairy Tranquil Balloon Flower will be available as the season's featured flower fairy. So what's interesting here is over on SEA, which it's already live over there. Not the event itself, but the update is live over there. They have the Tranquil Balloon Flower set, so the fairies set is here. The fairies outfit is here for the next event. When what's interesting here is this outfit looks very, very similar. Oh, that's not a good picture. This is the best one I was able to find. This is Balloon Flower. So Tranquil Balloon Flower SP from what Southeast Asia S servers had. So SP is, as you know, Hydreiga of Flames was like a different picture of Hydreiga from that server. Those S servers no longer exist. Global has already stated they're not going to do SPs, and N servers are following Global with the global battles as we just did. So they're going to be just turning them into their own fairies. We already have Hydreiga of Flames, which was an SP of Hydreiga, and then it made it something different. What's interesting here is Hydreiga is water, and Hydreiga of Flames is fire. Over here, Balloon Flower is wind, and Tranquil Balloon Flower, they just said, is wind. So we already know 2 fairies coming soon. One, because it's already in the game file, in the adventure manual right now, it'll likely be either late this weekend or early next week. And then the other, when the event goes live, Flower Fairy season come later, which will likely be in about the middle of the month next month. Now, before we talk about the new fairy, just to show you more options, I brought up. Oh, she also, Butterfly Orchid also has a companionship, as most of the new fairies do. But I brought up a few more to just show you what else we're kind of looking at as these. The base 8 fairies have SPs. I don't have all of them right here after going through these 4 right here and the 2 that we just talked about. That's 6 of the 8. There's two more, but we'll talk about them. So Marigold SP right here with the violin, really really cool. It'd be nice if she's also Earth. We need more Earth and Wind fairies. It says Rosa. This is a translation thing, different language, but this is Chestnut Rose SP. On point. We got a Nathria SP with the schoolgirl outfit, and this one I don't know if we'll get one. This is Camellia SP, and doesn't this kind of remind you of Tulip already? So that may have been it without calling it that. But I mean, they could. It would be weird to have Tulip and this one together, right? That'd be pretty weird in my opinion. Now, talking about the fairy itself, right? So, Butterfly Orchid. Looking at her stats, she has a monstrous HP stat, even among water fairies. There's only a couple that have more HP stat. What is interesting is she actually gives a large amount of crit. As if you don't know special attributes, as it scales down, it gives a bigger number. So you see block, tenacity, crit, so a large amount of crit. Also some good defensive stats, which is important. She's labeled as survival DPS. Go forward. Her basic damage doesn't do anything. Not many of them do, but I do like to check just in case. Passive will trigger if the current class is Orchid. Orchid's basic attack has a 5%, which Gales will look at that. Chance of releasing additional butterflies. So when she does her basic attack, she has a chance of dealing extra damage. Now, this already makes her lower than a lot of other fairies, because this requires her to be an active fairy. So this alone is going to make her a hard thing to pick for something like Top League, where fairies are not active. But she will probably be a pretty good bench fairy because of her stats. Deals 70% additional damage for that basic attack, and convert 50% of the damage dealt as healing to you. Can only trigger once every 10 seconds. So 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but what about 40% at max? So she's going to be doing it almost all the time. 50%, roughly half the time. Now her big thing, Breakaway. Now this is a weird one to wrap your mind around because it changes 3 times as we level it up. It's if you looked at my Echo video, I go over, they have a base effect, and at level 5 and at level 8, they usually get additional effects. Here it's 2, 5, and 8, and it's pretty wonky. It's going to be interesting to look at. Transforms into a butterfly, taking 5% of your current HP. So if you have max 100 and you're at 50, this is going to take 2.5, so rounding up, it'll take 3 HP off of you. And granting you a 3% max HP plus 6% current HP shield. So even without this max HP, it's already more. So you're losing some HP to gain a shield, as well as that 3% max, which is pretty massive. For 12 seconds, deals damage plus damage equal to 2.5% of your current HP against enemies around you, like a blow up. Pretty interesting. She's going to work really, really nice with Hibiscus. She also does great damage right around you. It is interesting to see Holy. We've mostly had damage dealers and stunners. Now we're starting to have some defensive Holy Fairies, which is very, very interesting. There's also the question of, if we're going to have Holy 10 immediately when this happens. When the 9th Holy Fairy happened on Global, they pushed it off for a long, long time until the Global Battle happened, and they're like, well, they have SEA and KR have level 9 Holy. We have to have level 9 Holy for everything to work. So they gave it to us. It's unclear if we're going to have level 10 Holy or if we're going to stay at 9 but have options. Damage to the meters, and at level 2, 2.5% of owner's HP. That's the same. When hitting the enemy, immobilize the enemy for 2 seconds and reduce their attack by 10% for 6 seconds. That's a pretty massive upgrade for level 2, which is 1 extra copy of the fairy. So 7-star. Level 5, this is changes depending on the fairy, but it's generally red 1 to red 3. Damage increased, blah blah blah. The percentage is the same. When released, the owner gains immunity to control and knock up and knock back. That is pretty big. A lot of classes that you're going to use this with already have that, generally, but it is nice to have that caked in to a fairy activation. And then level 8, it's twice the shield when released, well, twice with that category. When released, the owner gains attack equal to 1.5% max HP for 12 seconds. This skill additionally consumes 5% current HP, adding a shield equal to 6% current HP. So 2 shields? Yeah. This just makes it confusing because you're getting a shield, and then it says this skill additionally adding a shield. So we're going to have to play around with this and see how it works. If it just goes on, like it adds to the current shield, or if this is a shield after the 12 seconds, which would be very, very interesting to see. The stats make it nice to have. Everyone wants block, tenacity, and crit. These are obviously great things. HP is fine to have. This monster's HP right here is so that all of your damage gets boosted. Your shields get boosted. The attack boost gets boosted. Just at level 2, immobilize them for 2 seconds. Reduce their attack for 10%. This is an amazing support fairy. This, with the 9 that we have right now, this would probably take Rimmeru's spot as we are right now, if there is no level 10. Let me know what you guys think about Orchid down below. Till next time, guys.